Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
In a previous video, I talked about our cat Pepe and how he had a stroke. And Pepe died. And it's been a very sad time. But I learned a lot by watching him in his final month. He lost the use of his right front leg. And as I've witnessed in the past with other cats as well, it didn't stop him or slow him down. He jumped, he ran, he walked. He did all the same things that he did in the past, but with a little more difficulty. But he pretty quickly adapted. He didn't complain about it. He didn't look at you and say, "Woe is me, could you please do this for me because I can't do it anymore because I only have 3 legs now." Even in his final days, when he wasn't drinking, eating, he would still get up and walk around. He'd still purr when you pet him. He'd still smile at you when you looked at him. And we knew he was in pain, but he didn't complain about it. He didn't make up a story about how his life was horrible. He did the best he could to make use of what life he had, right to the end. He adapted, as all animals do, except the humankind. There's a great book called Who Moved My Cheese? Great title. It talks about a study in which they looked at mice in a maze. I'm not a fan of animal studies at all, but the study was done. You can look at the results, but not a fan, just letting you know. Put mice in a maze with cheese in a certain spot at the end of the maze. The mice eventually found their way to the cheese, and they kept repeating it. They put the mouse in, it remembered how to get to the cheese, and it would keep going back to the cheese. Well, one day they moved the cheese, and the mouse went to where the cheese was. The cheese wasn't there, so the mouse just started looking for the cheese. It went in different pathways, and eventually it found the cheese. And they repeated this experiment, and the mouse would get to where the cheese used to be, and then it would just go looking for the cheese. Well, humans don't do this. That's what this book is all about. We know where the cheese is. We keep going to the cheese in our life, and then one day we show up to where the cheese is supposed to be, and it's not there. But most of us, the vast majority of us, don't go looking for the cheese. We sit down and we cry and we say, "Who moved my cheese? Where's my cheese? What happened to my cheese? Why is there no more cheese?" All right, cheese is a bad one because, I would never complain about not having cheese available to me. So what if we say squeeze? Who moved my squeeze? Because everybody needs a squeeze in life. Well, most humans take a victim mentality when this happens. When someone moves their squeeze, they break down, they fall apart, they stop looking, they give up, they make a story, they make an identity around the fact that they have no more squeeze. Rather than saying, "Oh, that's interesting, it's not here anymore. Well, let's go find out where it went. It had to go somewhere, let's go look for it. Or let's go look for something different that will satisfy the same need." But no, we can't do that. We get attached, we cling, and then we make an entire identity around, "Woe is me, I'm the victim, somebody took my squeeze." Pepe didn't do that. Pepe taught me a great deal. Here I am in a situation that I have made an identity around. I have turned myself into a victim or victimized myself rather than finding a new squeeze. Pepe, till his dying day, did what he could to enjoy this moment, to enjoy this life. Now, animals are not burdened with the prefrontal cortex that we have and the battles that go on in our brain between the more primitive brain and the more evolved brain, the rational brain. They don't have to deal with that challenge. Unfortunately, we do. But this is a great lesson. How do you respond when someone moves your squeeze? Do you break down? Do you give up? Do you start complaining to everybody? Do you say, "This always happens to me"? What stories do you make up in that moment? Or do you just get up and go look for another squeeze? Or find out where your squeeze went. Maybe they went to the store to get some fresh veggies to make you a really awesome smoothie. Maybe that's where your squeeze went. But you went all crazy on them, didn't you? And then you called them and left like 20 messages on their cell phone, didn't you? I know you did. I got some snowshoeing to do. I'll talk to you later.